Will it help with colitis? Lymphocytic colitis has an increase in white blood cells in the colon, causing chronic diarrhea. Will Bravo cause overactivation of the immune system, or does it have immune modulating properties?
It has immune modulating properties. Actually, when we when we talk about Bravo or something, so also when we talk about GCMA, to make it short, we say immune stimulator or immune stimulating effects. But actually, this is wrong. Those are immune modulating effects. As a matter of fact, the very first paper on GCMF that was published almost 30 years ago was on its efficacy in lupus. Lupus typically is an autoimmune disease. So you don't want to overly stimulate an immune system that is already on the right gear. But on the contrary, GCMF regulates the immune system. And the same does Bravo. Actually, Bravo does it not only because it has GCMA, but also because it has all the microbes and the entire microbiome. So both Bravo and GCMA are modulators of the immune system, are not simply stimulators. In many cases, the immune system needs to be stimulated, and this is the majority of cases, and this is one we, to make it simple, we say they stimulate the system. So to answer the question with colitis, the answer is, of course, to reconstitute a microbiome that is affected by the chronic inflammation of colitis is a good thing. What you have to decide is whether to use the dairy-based products or the hemp seed-based products. The microbes are the same, the biomolecules are the same. It is a simply the terrain for fermentation that is different. In one case is fermentation of milk and colostrum, bovine milk and colostrum, Swiss bovine milk and colostrum. By the way, I want to emphasize this. So no hormones, no antibiotics, extremely regulated. In the other case is fermentation of hemp seed proteins. But the end result is the same. So this is the only question, Mark, by using Bravo in colitis.
Dr. Ridge, I thought I remembered. Can't you, if you wanted to, with the yogurt product, just make it with a different milk and don't use the colostrum if you wanted to be completely lactose free, or do you need like a plant-based milk, or does it need to be with the dairy milk for the yogurt product?
You can experiment, and people have done the strangest things. These microbes, they're able to ferment almost everything. In my presentations and also in our commercial approach, of course, we have to follow strict regulations, and we follow them. So that's why we ferment bovine milk and colostrum in one case, or hemp seed products in the other case. But if you wanted to experiment, you're free to try to ferment whatever comes in your mind, and you will have interesting results. People have fermented everything, things I never imagined, but those, and this makes sense because those microbes are the microbes of our ancestral the microbiome, and we are omnivorous, so we are able to digest almost everything, to eat almost everything, and so those microbes they are used to digest or to thrive in every food matrix. So you can try.
Okay, so if you choose some other medium and you go through the yogurt making procedure and it looks like it fermented, then you're getting those microbes, probably is the answer, right?
Yes. I am distracted because I see the questions, so know which question to answer. I know that Dr. Pacini, she's able to answer all those questions, maybe not in real time, but she likes to answer emails, so feel free to send emails, and she will be happy to give all the information she has. And by the way, we have 13, 14 years of experience, so I think we have seen them all. Maybe not, maybe there is always some surprise. So all these questions, they have an answer that is based on our decade-long observation.
Yep. Yeah. No, she's been doing a great job in the comments there, and I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what she has and hasn't answered as well. But Ed, I guess it's always a lot of these questions are good to, you know.
I have seen one point, however, then I don't know if it has been answered previously or not, and I think this merits clarification. The Bravo cream is made in the US, but the microbes, they do come from Switzerland. Okay, so no risk of anti or US antibiotics or US hormones. So the rest of the cream is made in the US, but the microbes, they do come from the same Demeter certified manufacturing product, manufacturing uh, facility where we make the Bravo. So they come from there.
Yeah, you forgot to mention when you were talking about the cream, Dr. Ruggiero. That's well, I think you mentioned it offhand, but you should have made a bigger deal out of it. If you want a really good sleep, you
Well,
should use
yes, well,
Bravo cream as
I
well.
think it's not require an entire hour-long conversation, but the cream originally was developed exactly for this reason, for anxiety and sleep. And if you apply the cream on the back of your ears, where the skin is the thinnest, with the exception of the eyelids, but you don't want to put any cream in close proximity of the eyes. Well, if you apply it before bedtime, it has a very powerful effect on the quality of sleep. So not only induction of sleep, but also the quality, the REM phase, dreaming, and all these things. Today we were talking about cancer, so I didn't spend much time on the effect of the cream. I just mentioned briefly that there's a calming effect because of GABA, but actually the cream is wonderful for improving the quality of sleep. And also it has very powerful anti-pain properties. So if you have a sprain ankle, or if you have a muscle pain or a tendon pain, joint pain because you have exercised too much in the gym, or the cream works miraculously on that pain. Now, one day, if you wish, you can talk about the cream for about 1 hour. Today, I just mentioned it briefly, but the cream is extremely effective.
We've done that before, yes, and I'm sure we will again. Um, Anything to say about, you talked about reductions in tumors and so on and so forth, Dr. Ruggiero. Anything to say on non-solid cancers versus solid cancers?
Well, here our experience is a little bit more limited, but as I mentioned with that multiple myeloma cancer case, when restoring the terrain by remodulating and empowering the immune system, of course, it also helps with leukemia or lymphomas or hematological cancers, non-solid cancers. So I would say that it is always a good thing to restore the microbiome because this leads to restoration of the immune system, decrease of the leaky gut, and all these things, but also with non-solid tumors.
And then practical question. There's a lot of kind of practical questions in terms of, if I know I'm in really bad shape, should I take more? Should I get the capsules so I can take a ton of capsules? Should I make more than just the recommended amount of yogurt every day? And then on the flip side of that, do I need to take this for life, or once I get things established, can I kind of cycle on and off of it? Um, yeah, two sides of the coin on those types of, a lot of
Well,
those types of questions.
let me try to give you some brief answers because again, the case is different. The yogurt versus the capsules. Actually, there is no difference. Both the same thing. As I said, we make the yogurt in Switzerland and then we freeze dry, we encapsulate, and we ship it to the US. Or my wife makes the yogurt for me not every day, but every week or so because it lasts 1 week. And I take it as a dessert at every dinner time. But the effects are absolutely the same, no difference. Should I take more of it? The answer is no, it's not necessary. one dose, 1 cup of yogurt per day, or at most 2 capsules of Bravo per day is more than enough because it works by accumulation. It works slowly as everything that is natural should do, slowly, but not so slowly, in a matter of weeks, 3-4 weeks at the most. After 3-4 weeks, my internal microbiome begins to be reconstituted, begins to heal. The leaky gut begins to go away, and so on. So there is actually no need to increase the dose. 2 capsules per day is more than enough. Usually 1 capsule a day is enough for most cases. If you want to go up to 2 capsules, it's fine. More than that, it's a waste of material and waste of money as well. So I would say that the dosage that we have observed being efficient all over these years is that one. So I would say that every case is different, so we can discuss it on a case-by-case situation, but in general terms, there is no need to increase the dose.
Any chance the cream would help with ongoing edema years after surgery and chemo for uterine cancer?
Absolutely, yes. The cream with a vigorous massage will help. I see here Bravo and butyrate. In one of those papers, the one I mentioned that was published in the American Journal of Immunology, we clearly demonstrate that by taking Bravo, the endogenous production of butyrate increases, and the restoration of not only of the microbiome, which is expected, but also of the products of the microbiome, of which the butyrate is one of the most important. I think it's in one of the tables in that paper. You have to forgive me, but we publish so many papers on Bravo that sometimes I make confusion. But I think that one on detox also shows the increased endogenous production of butyrate following the assumption of Bravo. And of course, you can take extra butyrate or hydroxybutyrate together with Bravo. It works perfectly well. But even if you don't take exogenous butyrate, Bravo helps with the endogenous production of butyrate.